What's going on, beautiful humans? My name is Gallegos, and in this video today, I want to teach you guys 5 systems that I put into place in my life and my business to basically help me crush all of the bottlenecks that are in my business, no matter what season of business that I'm in. I'll call it the CEO workflow. It's very, very, very important because you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but your job as a CEO, entrepreneurs and CEOs are meant to lead with intention and not lead by reaction. So you're not meant to be controlled by your business. You're meant to control your business. And a lot of the time, there's so many things that come up in our worlds as CEOs. This whole idea is to help people solidify and maximize on their energy instead of depleting and wasting a lot of the energy and the time. If you relate to this, where maybe there are days starting out as a CEO, or you have to film a YouTube video, take a sales call, take a coaching call, edit the YouTube video, get the money from the sales call. Imagine the energy shift of having to switch from I'm in coaching mode to I'm in marketing mode to I'm in sales mode to I'm in marketing mode to I'm in coaching mode. The energy shift drains energy. If you feel like it drains your energy too, this video is for you. So number one of the 5 lessons is you have to decide your rhythm. There's a book I recommend here. It's called Rework. This book right here. It's a lot of mini lessons. I've read this book like 4 times, and it's a lot of little mini lessons on basically how to shape your business or shape your life as a CEO. Really, really, really rock solid book. I highly recommend y'all get it. But basically, what we go over is deciding your rhythm. How long do you really want to focus on a project for? So in this case, how I do it is I focus on an 8-week project. I do a 6-week sprint of I'll just focus on the next bottleneck. In this case right now, it's lead nurture for me. Decide the one for you. Then I'll take another week of really just tying up the loose ends and seeing where everything's at and really inspecting on it, whatever the next best thing is. And then the next week will be relaxed, but really reflect and see, is this thing operating now on its own? Is it working? So a 6-week sprint of full energy and attention on this, maximize on one thing, take care of it, slow down, tie up the loose ends, and then watch it and see how it works. So you got to decide for yourself, when are you going to focus? What's your time where you're like, this is the time, this is where my 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, however long your timeline would be, to focus on this one task. And then this is the most important part, because I think one thing about CEOs is we get taught how to do a lot, but a lot of the time we do not get taught how to reflect and rest. I think that's very neglected in this space. When to sit back and actually like slow down and rest. We're taught to go so fast. It's important to understand what times you're going to set for yourself to sit back and relax, because you need to bring your energy levels back up. If you're always operating on low battery mode, it's not going to be the same for if you're operating or allow yourself to get up to higher energy. And trust me, I know what burnout feels like. I used to work the 12, 13-hour days every single day, switching all these little tasks, 7 days a week, every single month, right? So I understand where it's coming from. Nowadays, though, I batch my tasks. We'll get into all these lessons in a moment's worth, but I'm now in a position where I maximize my energy so much, and I'm in a position where my days are literally batched. I have days where I know I'm resting, days where I know I'm doing marketing, and then days where I know I'm doing sales or coaching. They're all separated. So we want to decide for yourself, what is your rhythm? Okay, when are you going to reflect? When are you going to rest? What do your weeks, months, and quarters actually look like? Decide how long you want to actually take your sprint for, right? Be a scientist, decide what works for you, okay? Actions though, figure out your rhythm, test it out, and figure out when you're on and when you're off. Weekly, monthly, every 6 weeks, figure that part out, right? Do the thing that's gonna move your needle forward with maximum energy, so you could push the needle forward with heavy energy instead of like slightly pushing the needle forward with low energy. And then figure out your breaks. When are your breaks? That leads me to step 2, though. Step 2 is slay the dragon. So 5 core functions. I got this by Alex Sharfin. Very, very, very phenomenal human being. So the 5 core functions is lead gen, lead nurture, lead conversion, delivery, retention, resell, and upsell. What the heck do I mean by that? Lead generation is getting attention, right? How many leads can you actually bring to your business? Lead nurture is what are you doing to actually warm up these prospects and get them more likely to want to buy from you and not from somebody else? And then lead conversion. How can you take that warm prospect and convert them into a paying client, right? Okay, delivery is your ability to deliver on the promise that you made for the person who actually paid for your service, right? And the retention, resell, and upsell, this one's neglected a lot in this space. A lot of people like to sell a $5,000 program and then they do not resell or upsell the same person who bought that $5,000 program. And what happens? That person buys something and then says bye and they leave. And then you never get that person again. And CEOs have to resell every single month. But here we don't do that. Here we focus on retention. We like keeping people around. So are these people paying you monthly recurring revenue? But most importantly, are they staying to want to keep paying you? And are they referring other people to want to pay you as well? Retention, relationships plus results. That's retention. Okay. What I want you guys to do when you make a copy of this is go and structure and actually like rate from 1 to 5 where you're at. Read these through, rate from 1 to 5, and then down here, focus on the next bottleneck that's one of the lowest ones that you feel like would help your business the most. And that's what you're going to do in your rhythm. Make sense? So for me right now, lead nurture is the next thing for me that I'm focusing on. Everything else is pretty dialed in. You don't have to fix it all now. I'm gonna tell you like this, everything in your business is going to feel like it's urgent and it's going to feel like it's important. Everything in your business is important, but not everything in your business is urgent. Okay, you don't have to go hire a virtual assistant right now, and you don't have to go and, focus on betting your sales system if you already know how to sell. I'm not gonna tell you what to do though. My goal here is just to teach you guys how to think, focus, and use your intuition and your self-leadership to get the next bottleneck down. Okay? Cool. So action steps. Okay, you want to slay the dragon. So figure out what problem are you actually going to focus on next. Figure out what difference it's going to make and what results are going to look like. Break it all down, fill this out, and go through it all. Okay? Just understand that it's okay for certain sections of your business to be broken and not fixed right now. Just focus on the next key area for this next period that you know is going to make the biggest difference in revenue generating activities. Make sense? Cool. Okay, number 3 is divide and conquer the objectives and key results. Now that you've figured out what problems you need to solve, you need to figure out how you're actually going to solve them. For example, if your problem is lead nurture right now, then you're most likely going to have to figure out what is the bottleneck there that I need to solve. Do I need a new lead magnet? Do I need to edit a new piece of content? Do I need a better marketing rhythm? Do I need to reach out to more people and actually DM and organically go and make more friends, build more of an audience? Now you have systems, and that's what you're going to use the community for to actually break down and know what your next steps are. And then this season of business, you're going to decide, is this actually going to be you, or is it going to be somebody else on your team that's doing these projects for you? The focus here is focusing on the 80-20. 80% of the results is produced by 20% of the business, right? Focus on the right 20% that's going to produce 80% of the results right now. And practice saying no. I say no more than I tell people yes. Alex Hormozy talks about this. He talks about the season of no, where him and Layla Hormozy basically had this whole season of trying to grow and scale Gym Launch, which they've done millions and millions of dollars within a year. And they had a season of no, where they said no to literally everything except to what to grow the business for. There's no to dates, no to going out, no to hanging out with friends, no to XYZ, right? Focus on saying no and focus on the right 20% to get 80% of the results. The next thing that we're going to do is manage energy and not time. This is a strong lesson I learned because a busy calendar and a busy mind will destroy your ability to create anything great. Quote by Naval. Okay, so this is what you're not going to do. What you're not going to do is shift energies throughout the day. You're not going to shift energies to different tasks. It's going to produce so much more low quality work. And can you agree you've done that before? Because I can agree I've done that before. Don't try to maximize every single minute and hour of the day and get the most done and try to squeeze everything into 13 hours, right? What helped me is when I started assigning my energy throughout the day to all the most important tasks on specific days, theming days, time blocking days, and batching my actual tasks. So, like, for example, if I was talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and not even Saturday, Sunday, all right, we'll include Saturday in there. So if I'm talking about like batching my tasks throughout the week, on Monday, I have a 12p coaching call, right? Same thing for Tuesday and the same thing for Thursday. Those are my coaching calls. They're only about an hour long. After that hour, though, this time is for whatever. Okay, but here's the thing. When it comes to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, these are the days where I focus on sales. Okay. When it comes to Saturday and Sunday, I don't work unless I want to film a YouTube video. Saturday, I only film. I don't do sales. I don't allow myself to take sales calls. And I do not allow myself to coach. These are how my days look. This is how I batch my time. Batching my energy here made life so much more fun and so much more meaningful and so much easier because all of my focus, my attention goes to the theme of the day. So it's been super beneficial. I highly recommend managing your energy versus managing your time. I gave you some examples there, but it's awesome because you can now devote deep work and get into the zone of specific parts of your business. Figure this out though. Figure out your hours, figure out how your organization is. I provided you a little content calendar here. Go ahead and use that. Be really ruthless when it comes to your allocation of your time and your energy. Okay? You want to focus. Are you most creative in the morning? Are you more creative in the evening? When did your energy peak? For me, 6 p.m. PST is when my energy personally just peaks and I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm kind of falling out. And I don't do anything like that after 6 p.m. if it don't feel like I really have the energy for it. Right? I'm not worried about time anymore. Where's your energy at? Figure out what's best suited for the segment of the day. Okay? This is managing your energy and not your time. So plan out your weeks, plan out your days, break them into tasks and batch tasks that relate with one another. It's easy for me personally to go from a coaching call to a sales call. It's not easy for me to go from a sales call to a marketing mind. It's not. Me personally. For some, it may. So figure out the tasks you want to batch in your days and how you want to batch them and start breaking down to your next 30, 60, 90 days. One thing I like is to keep tasks short. Dude, I get so much better done off 1 hour of deep work than I do off 6 hours of not deep work. So I highly recommend keep tasks short and get like 1, 2 big revenue generating things knocked out the park. The last thing, this applies for the people who are already above a multiple 6-figure rate. Know when and who to hire. I fired the majority of my sales team. The majority. We started out with 9 people who said, I want to build this business with you. I said, no, it's not going to make sense right now for a lot of you guys. You want to hire out the right people at the right time. Okay, so this is a framework by Ari Mazel. It's the OAO framework. Optimize, automate, and outsource. Optimize. Get clear who needs to do what. What is the yes? What is the no? The yes is, oh, I have to do this, and it's because of the season of business I'm in. The no is, I don't need to do this. There's actually 3 things I want you to get used to saying. Yes, no, and not now. Yes, no, and not now. Get highly, highly, highly advanced on telling people no, where it's not important at all, or you just eliminate it completely, or get somebody else to do it because it's not worth your time. And then what's the yes, where you know you have to do it. But then also understand the not now. Some people will bring me and say, hey, well, let's implement this marketing strategy. No, not now. It doesn't need to be done right now. This is not the focus of the week, right? Optimize. Okay, number 2, automate. So automate is what can be done by automation. What are some AIs? What are some softwares that can actually take over the roles that you don't need to be doing anymore? I'm not going to go too deep into automate because I have a whole section in leverage for your software stacks, the ones that I use. And so go through those software stacks and use the one that best fits for you. But automate parts of your business that you don't need to be manually doing anymore. So number three, outsourcing. Who do I hire who cannot actually get automated by myself or automated by the actual softwares, right? For example, virtual assistant that helps you with admin work and payroll and bookkeeping and managing clients, etc. Or a setter and a closer to do sets and closes for you for your business so you don't have to do sales anymore. Or a coach. I would recommend do not hire out in a position if you know you shouldn't be. If you are the main coach right now, and you know that you have all the answers for your business and for your students, I wouldn't recommend hiring someone out just because you want to, unless you know that person it's the right time, it's the right person, and everything checks out for you. I had to fire my whole sales team because it wasn't the right time, though it was the right people. You got to make sure both things check out, okay, for whoever you're going to hire out in business. So these are the 5 lessons that I learned as a CEO. I think it's very important to go through these things and knock them all out of the park. You'll have your own version of this. Like I said, decide your rhythm, know your timeline, know what dragon you're going to slay within that timeline of focus. Number 3, divide and conquer the objectives, right? Know what to work on now for the dragon that you got to slay. Number 4, manage your energy, not your time. Batch tasks, make sure that you're actually maximizing energy. And then number 5, know when and know who to hire at what time. Those were the 5 systems that I've implemented. This is the CEO workflow. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a subscribe. You guys have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in another video.